Former President Donald Trump launched his 2024 presidential campaign over the weekend. With stops in two early primary states, he rallied supporters in South Carolina and New Hampshire, saying he is more angry and more committed to winning.
Mr. Trump is currently the only Republican candidate officially in the race, but a number of his former allies are also considering a run that includes New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu. CBS News political director Fin Gomez joins us now to talk about this. So, Fin, what were the former president's main messages in South Carolina and New Hampshire on Saturday?
Yeah, former President Donald Trump hit the campaign trail this past Saturday. It was the first time, Vlad, since announcing his presidential bid a week after the November midterms. Trump said he is more angry and more committed to winning before. He did also re-up some of his favorite stump issues, including his baseless claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 presidential election. But the former president sought to focus on the policies he enacted during his presidency, and that, he said he was basically saying he was obviously the best representation of the Trump era policies because they were his policies, something that his rivals have been running on. They're the best ones to represent those policies. But, Trump also took aim at one of his likely rivals, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Vlad, speaking to reporters on Trump Force One, as he calls it, Trump made accusations of disloyalty towards DeSantis. Trump said that, quote, "I got him elected. Ron would not have been governor if it wasn't for me." He told this to reporters again on his jet. He also says, so when I hear he might run, I consider that very disloyal, but it's not about loyalty. But to me, it is. It's always about loyalty. But for a lot of people, it's not about loyalty. Trump said this. Obviously, it's a clear shot and really a kickoff to the 2024 presidential primary, really. And with these announcements and going to these early states, Vlad, but also taking aim at potential rivals.
So where does a New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu stand on a 2024 bid, and what's the relationship like between himself and Trump?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, the governor of New Hampshire, Chris Sununu, who is a popular Republican governor in the Granite State, he told CBS News a few weeks ago that he was essentially considering his own run to jump into the 2024 presidential fray, and cited it could happen as late as this summer. He has been openly critical of Donald Trump for some time. If he did run, he would be in that lane of this never Trumper lane, but also just someone who's been openly critical on various aspects of the former president. So if he did run, they would go probably head to head on a number of different issues, of course, and positions for the Republican Party platform.
As the Republican presidential primary season kicks off, can we expect more movement from other politicians who've expressed interest in a 2024 run, Finn?
Vlad, that's a great question because, speaking to the potential rival camps. They're not campaigns yet, but a lot of them are positioning themselves. They're getting ready. I've spoken to a couple potential Republican contenders as well, and they themselves are sort of maneuvering themselves, preparing themselves, getting staff into these early states. But there's no rush to jump in. There's still this sense of waiting for DeSantis, who has been talked about jumping in later this spring. But some have even said they could wait even later. Trump, the initial strategy for Trump jumping in so early was to freeze the field. You're not really getting that sense across the board, but now there's this field that could be very wide. It's sort of waiting for the Florida governor to jump in, and that now has become the line for a lot of these potential rivals to start their own campaigns and devising a way to do that. But as you saw this past weekend with Trump going after DeSantis, who he likely sees as his biggest threat, it really is the sense of the start of a new season now, and it really starting this 2024 presidential cycle, at least on the Republican side.
All right, Fin Gomez, thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you, guys.